Hello fellow dragons, and welcome to movement 3, part 3. This is the repulse the monkey posture. In the 10 step it's done from a static or a standing posture with the feet shoulder width apart. Okay, so you've done your rise and fall, and then you're just opening up the arms through, round, open, through, round. In other Tai Chi forms, Yang style Tai Chi forms, it will be done as a stepping back stance. But what's important is that the arm movements are the same. Okay, so what we're doing is we've got our shoulder width, settling down through, let the tailbone drop, chin tucked in. We've done our rise and fall, and then all we're going to do is just open up the hips and let the arms swing up. Okay, so from here, all I'm doing is I'm allowing myself just to sit down. So in this case, I'll do it this way around to start with. I'm sitting into my left hip and my right hip's going backwards. So I'm creating this downward motion through my left leg as I sit, and the other hip's coming back. What I'm not doing is twisting and throwing myself off balance. Okay, I'm not trying to go over the leg. I'm just literally sitting down here, and it's that small motion there with the hip going back. Show it this way. So sit here. Notice the feet still stay in line, and it's that kind of corkscrewing into the hips there, sinking down, and then I'm going to square the hips again, sink down, square hips again. So the weight transfers straight down into the left leg, but notice it's transferring down, but I'm not leaning. Okay, so from here, there. So it's actually quite a relaxed thing, and it's the thigh pushing into the ground that allows the hips to turn. And it doesn't have to be thighs flat to the floor, that's not what we're after. We're after the turning motion there. Now notice the shoulders turn because the hips have turned. So my shoulders and my hips stay in line as I turn. So I'm sitting down, and then I square, and then I do the same on the other side, sit down, and then come up and square. Things to avoid, that, okay? Notice how my shoulders now have gone past the line of my hips. So my hips are here, but my shoulders are twisting. So I'm creating a torque through the spine, and I'm crushing down into the pelvis. So it's just here, relax, there. So the motion of the 6 degrees of freedom would be heave more than anything else. Well, that's interesting, I was going the other way then. You can actually do it both ways. So you sit down and the other hip goes forward, come up, sit down and the other hip goes forward, or sit down and the hip goes back, come up, sit down and the hip goes back. And we do need to play with both of those because both of those are within our range of motion. For the repulse monkey though, sitting down on the left, right hip drops back, come up, square, sitting down on the right hip, left hip goes back, come up, square. Okay, so we find our shoulder width. You need to remember how to do that. Feet together, turn out toes, turn out the heels, settling down through the feet, connect to the ground, ankles, knees, hips, tailbone drops, chin tucked in, head suspended. Allow yourself just to stand for a moment and breathe. And then we have our rise and fall, palms to the floor and forward. Drop fingertips, raising arms to shoulder height, then drop elbows, drop wrists and down as though you're pushing through water. Palms end up roughly in line with the navel. And then all we're going to do with the arms is one arm circles up. So in this case, my left hand is going to circle up first, and my right hand circles up behind. Now notice I'm not trying to spread my arms apart and pull the chest apart. I'm keeping everything fairly relaxed and opening here. Okay, now you can do it, this hand circling around here. You can do it driving it forward, rotating around the little finger, or you can just let the hand just float up. Okay, it's fine, either way. So I'm standing, I've done my rise and fall, hands are down by the tummy button, just in line with the hips, and then I sit down, left hand circles up, right hand circles down, so both hands come up shoulder height. I'm sitting down on my left leg, relaxing down. My right hand is behind me. It's not too far behind, sort of in line with the body. The other hand should be in front, both palms up. Then I bend my right elbow to bring my right fingertips to here, and then I square the hips. And what happens is as you square the hips, so you're releasing up through the left hip and squaring, your right hand is coming forward, but it's coming forward because the shoulder is rotating with the hip. Okay, so as I come up there, the shoulder is coming forward with the hip, and then all I do is just drop the elbow and let the palm go flat in front of me there. It can be in line with the shoulder, or it can be in line with the center. Traditionally, it should actually be in the center. You can do it with the knife edge on if you want, here with the gap between the thumb and the forefinger, or you can turn the palm flat. It's up to you, whichever you really want to do. I will turn it flat. That's the way I was taught. The other hand, from here, notice as I turn, the shoulder is drawing the hand back. I'm not actually doing a lot with the hand. All I'm doing is allowing the elbow to drop, and the hand comes back. So it comes back, it can either be in line with the hip or covering in front of the dantian, the tummy button here. It's entirely up to you, however you're more comfortable with it. So we've got our feet shoulder width apart, knees off lock, gap under the armpits, chuck the chin, suspend the head. Palms to the floor, drop fingertips, raise the arms to shoulder height, drop elbows, drop wrists and down as though you're pushing through water, with the palms in front of the waist. Then just sinking into the left hip, right hip goes back, left hand comes forward, right hand goes behind, both palms end up, palms up by the ceiling, pointing at the ceiling. Then just be aware of what your shoulders are doing. Relax, release the shoulders, the spine. Then bend the right elbow to bring right fingertips to ear. Then drawing the left elbow back as the right hand comes forward as you square your hips. Repulse monkey. So the hand ends up out this way. Notice I've got a bend here in the elbow. I'm not stretching out. There is a temptation with anything like this to sort of look for the lean, look for the push, but it's not there. The push exists, but it's actually from the hips. Okay, so it's powered by the legs. I'm pushing up, well, rotating up, releasing up through the leg if you like. Releasing up through the leg, the hips square, and that's what brings the hands round. Repulse the monkey. Then I'm going to repeat the same on the other side. So now my right hand is already forward, so all I'm doing is rotating the palm up, left hand comes up behind. Again, just be aware of what you're doing with your shoulders. You're sitting down into your right hip, but not leaning over the right leg. Left fingertips come to ear, and then as you release up through the right leg, squaring the hips, left hand comes forward, right hand draw back, repulse monkey. There we go. So the palms are flat, in line with the navel and the hips, and then you just bring your left hand up, right hand back, palms up, bend right elbow to bring fingertips to ear, square the hips, so the right hand comes forward, left hand comes back, and then just rotate again, the right hand up, left hand comes up behind, both palms up, left fingertips to ear, releasing up through the right leg, squaring the hips, repulse monkey. And one more time, palms to the floor and forward, drop fingertips, raise arms to shoulder height, drop elbows, drop wrists and down, circle up the left hand, circle down the right hand, palms up, right fingertips to ear, square the hips, right hand pushing out, left hand draws back, and then circle up the right hand, circle down the left, left fingertips to ear, square the hips, repulse the monkey. So in the form, we start off with our Wuchi stance, feet together, feet shoulder width apart, knees off lock, gap under the armpits, drop the tailbone, tuck the chin, suspend the head. Palms to the floor and forward, drop fingertips, raise arms to shoulder height. Drop elbows, drop wrists down as though you're pushing through water. Circle up the left hand, circle down the right. Palms up, right fingertips to ear. Square the hips. Repulse the monkey, right hand forward, left hand down by the waist. And then circle up the right hand, circle down the left, palms up. Left fingertips to ear. Square the hips. Left hand out, right hand down by the waist. repulse the monkey. And relax. Thank you so much for joining me for that one. I hope you enjoyed it. Practice, practice, practice. Have fun with it, play with it. Watch your shoulders. Don't let the shoulders come up or be tense. Allow them just to swing up here. If you have been doing it a while and you want something a bit more sort of martial arty, then with the hand here, you would rotate up around your middle finger, your fourth finger, round. Okay, so you have this kind of up and through, so you get that kind of motion here, and then it comes down by the waist or in front of the abdomen. It's up to you. The other hand drops away there. Boom. And you're trying to coordinate the body so that everything works together. More practice. See you in the next one.